Well, tonight we are welcoming 36 Canadians from across the country who've been randomly selected and volunteered to participate in this assembly. And they're going to spend the next 4 days learning from each other, learning from experts, and talking about worker voice and workplace democracy and how Canada can do it better.
A very interesting thing, because we bring people in for full 3.5 days to discuss, to learn. None of the participants, to the best of our knowledge, is an expert. But what's very, very exciting about it is we get everyday people. We get the community, and they can talk about what's actually going on in their lives and in work, and hopefully influence policy that directly affects their life and work.
Some of the issues that we see playing out at the organizational level are also playing out at the family level and more broadly at the society level. So there's levels at which this is happening, and it's a problem to ponder.
Job insecure workers who are precarious are scared to challenge employers. Why? Because you're scared of losing your job. You're not going to speak up and say, let's unionize or let's change things if you think it'll result in you not having a job tomorrow.
Through an absence of proactive, strong legislation, the Ministry of Labour, in its neglect, is allowing these kinds of substandard employment standards conditions to exist and to allow employers without consequences to breaking the law. I would say that I have more consequences that I face not paying a bloody parking ticket in this city than an employer who decides to not pay their workers.
The worker voice in Canada is very much influenced by international developments.
This is invite you to think about how your workplace is not only affecting the environment, but is affected by climate change in the day-to-day. How is your job affected? And how is the adaptation measure? How are the adaptation measure affecting your workplace and your job?
Make it a win for politicians. Don't tell them there's a problem to solve. Tell them you've got a great idea that's going to make people happier, that's going to improve Canada. They don't like at all dealing with problems, but they do love doing good things.
Sure, I was talking about trends in worker precarity, meaning how insecure work has gotten and how workplaces have changed and how this makes the exercise of worker voice complicated.
So far, a lot of different ways of unionization and group voice that I hadn't really been aware of. Ways to actually find a voice that it felt like didn't really exist until they were kind of brought up here.
We're representing, I think, an opportunity to develop avenue for voice. We're looking at, and I'm learning a lot about, how voice is encouraged and how voice is squelched or completely invisible. We're looking at steps to start to address. What can we do to develop mechanisms that would support a more representational voice? What can we do to take some action towards improving opportunities and supports for voice?
I've never seen people so directly engaged, and this is really what this is, a direct engagement with people's ideas in a way that is representative of people across Canada as much as is possible, with limitations, of course.
Yeah, I think this assembly is very important, and I think it's a good thing because with the cooperative studies and contribution now, a report can be made and that can be shared with policy and decision makers.
Seeing all these people from all these perspectives from all over the country, it goes to show you that work is not black and white. There are so many different perspectives that us as workers have that we may feel is right for us, but we don't know is not right or right for somebody else. So just conversing with these people and not having to agree all the time, but to understand each other from that perspective is just really key. And I just think it was just such a rewarding experience.
After meeting with all of the representatives from across Canada, I was struck by the diversity of opinions and priorities that folks from different parts of the country bring to the table.